Greetings, fellow Toriyama fans. Blue Dragon 5 here.
And Jacob Weil.
To pay tribute to the master of manga, Akira Toriyama, and celebrate 40 years of Dragon Ball proper, we're going through the animated saga that is Dragon Ball to get back in touch with our anime roots as we begin our journey into Dragon Ball.
Previously on Journey into Dragon Ball, Dragon and Jacob saw Goku fight his way through the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, only to lose to the mysterious Jackie Chun. Undeterred by his defeat, Goku ventures off into his next journey to reclaim his grandpa's 4-star ball. Little does he know that another entity is searching for the Dragon Balls, leading him into direct conflict with the Red Ribbon Army. Do 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 do.
Dun 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 dun.
Setting up the production a bit on this one.
Yep, we raised enough money, folks. We have a gong.
Yes. Yep, folks. This is a big arc, not just in terms of the stakes, but the length too.
Oh, absolutely, yeah.
I mean, the stakes are the highest so far, and it's definitely the longest so far too.
Yeah, I don't know if we. I mean, I want to say we do top the length with one arc in particular, but this I don't know. This might actually be the longest one.
I mean, I know some arcs in Z are definitely longer, but
Well, yeah, and Z, I was mean with classic Dragon Ball, and Z in terms of our core 7 that we're dealing with here. But yeah,
I mean, the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament was already quite long as it was, but this even surpasses it for like 10 or so episodes. Like,
yeah.
there's even like multiple mini arcs within this one huge saga.
Basically, I wonder if Demon King Piccolo is longer than the Red Ribbon Army. That we'd have to go back to, but we'll find out when we get there.
Oh yeah,
might be. I don't know.
I remember you said that the next arc was pretty short though.
Well, yeah, the next arc is extremely, comparatively, it's the shortest of all the ones we're talking about. But well, yeah, it's the shortest of all the ones we're talking about. For a second, I thought maybe the Pilaf Saga, but no, the Pilaf Saga is just a hair longer than the next one. But
Yeah, but I still have yet to get to that one, unfortunately. But I'll continue. I'll have to be continuing my rewatch soon, since we're now caught up to where I currently am in the series.
Yep.
But yep. So you want to get it? So Dragon, where do you want to begin?
Well, I mean, just to kind of reflect nostalgically on this one. So for me, my fandom with Dragon Ball, this is an era of my era of Dragon Ball fandom at this point was the first two arcs, the first two sagas, I had kind of watched them on TV. I've been taping them on VHS tape. Very into the World Martial Arts Tournament. And so then the Red Ribbon Army happens. By this point, I'm actually buying the actual released. I kind of happened upon a store that had the Dragon Ball VHS tapes, and it was basically this. There was this DVD and VHS place to show you how far back it goes. I think the place was called Saturday Matinee or just Matinee, but it was like basically this place inside the local mall.
Yeah, I've been to there are places like FYE and.
Yeah, so that's there were at a point in time you had this place and I forget if it was, you had this place and eventually you had FYE. I don't know if they were there simultaneously or basically when this place was starting to go out, then FYE came in. So you're right. It was basically this was like more of a local precursor or like the competition to FYE.
And man, that's the thing because I don't think Blockbuster had like anime and stuff like that.
Yeah, it's not Blockbusters definitely, but this place was awesome, Jacob. I tell you, man, it had like everything.
I mean, the thing is, I wish I'd gone to anime when I was younger. When apparently you've been into anime almost since you were a kid.
Yep, I owe a lot to that Saturday Matinee place. Whatever it was called, it was Matinee something. But this place is where that place is where I because it just had all the cool DVDs in it. And that's where I was reunited with. Again, it's very appropriately because in the interim I had Dragon Ball, and in getting Dragon Ball and stuff, I was reacquainted with Batman the Animated Series with the full series releases.
Man, that place really served you well.
Absolutely. I mean, gave me some actual Dragon Ball versus taping what I could find on TV, and then reunite me with my first love. So it's all
If
It's all relative.
Dragon could marry Batman the Animated Series, he would.
Okay.
I mean, you're not exactly denying it.
Oh no. Anyway,
All right, no, sorry. That was a dumb joke.
anyway. So point being, in terms of what I was able to kind of acquire, from that place, as far as Dragon Ball itself goes, I mean, basically, I had the Red Ribbon Army saga to the Fortune Teller Baba saga. Now, I didn't get every single VHS tape within those sagas, but the large majority of them. So I was only missing like a few tapes ultimately. Like there were very few. For example, like basically one of the filler parts of this arc was missing. So pretty much I got pretty much the whole Red Ribbon Army arc. But
The question is, do you still have those tapes?
yes, but they are buried somewhere. But I do have them somewhere.
And I'm sure those are probably worth something now.
Well, VHS tapes don't really accrue a lot of value unless they're like super special. Like if you have all the pieces of the stuff too.
I know, but there'd be some collectors out there though.
That's true. Anywho, yes. So I had up to like the basically everything up to almost the end of the Fortune Teller Baba saga, which again we'll get to. So it's pretty much from I want to say
Yeah.
like let's say the start of the Red Ribbon Army, like minus like two pieces of the story, and then everything with Baba until the ending.
And how many episodes could fit on a VHS?
That is an excellent question. Well, I know how much fit on the DVDs because they had painstaking research into that with Dragon Ball Z recently. But I wonder if the VHS tapes fit more than traditionally they were released in like 3 episodes on DVD. Now I wonder if maybe with the VHS tapes that was probably something similar. Could have been like I'd say 3 to 4 at most.
You'd think now, like in the advent of Blu-ray, they'd be able to like release these like just like put every single episode on just like a couple discs.
Well, that's the thing. They could. They choose not to, but they could, or at least they choose not to do it properly.
It's like so it's like we need a way to make some more money.
Yeah, let's just keep. But we want to make more money, but we don't want to put in any extra hard work. Let's just re-release all the all the stuff that no one wants.
It's like Dragon, have you been watching through Daima?
Uh well, Jacob, I have been watching. I've been starting it, but I'm not in love with it.
All right, because there's been some clips going around that are kind of funny.
Yeah, no, I've seen some of the clips.
You have like
I've seen the Vegeta clip. Yes, I have. Yes.
You have the Vegeta and Bulma one.
I haven't seen the dub of it, but I've seen the subtitled clip of that. Yes.
Then you know exactly what it's like. I'll never take a bath with you again. and then he immediately listens to her.
Yep.
Yep, that's great.
Yep, I'm looking forward to that, but we'll see. But anyway,
yep. Who knows? The dub might save it for you.
I think so. Well, I've been watching through the dub, Jake, and that's what I'm saying. It's been all to the story, but that's neither here nor there. The point being,
well, the point is we're here to talk about the Red Ribbon Army anyway.
Yes. So point being, the Red Ribbon Army. Looking back on the season, I remember it being a very exciting season. It's back to basics, the hunt for the Dragon Balls with Goku this time more in focus.
And the actual enemy entity more of a threat.
Yep, much more than Verpilov, which we'll get into when he reappears.
Yeah, basically it brought him back to just show how serious the Red Ribbon Army is.
Yes, Jacob.
All right, sorry.
Anyway, so Goku, he's hunting for his grandpa's Dragon Ball, and the Red Ribbon Army just keep underestimating him every turn, which is their mistake. And here's the thing: it's a solid arc, it's a solid saga, but so far in rewatching and kind of reanalyzing them, I kind of forgot this. I did binge through them again. Of course, I was very hooked on the story, but in this one in particular, looking back on it, I think it might. We'll have to see how the Demon King Piccolo goes, but this I think this dragged the most. Versus here's the thing: the tournament, the 21st World Martial Arts Tournament, which we just talked about, nothing wasted. Every part of the Buffalo, and then you have the Peel Off Saga. It's 13 episodes. Like we're not wasting time with those. We're making everything count. This is fun and aimless in places, but again, it doesn't get truly good until we go to Corrin's Tower. That's where things are back to like the tournament saga level for me,
and the mercenary Tau stuff.
That's what I'm saying. That's when things get really good. That until the finish, like that, and the we do Mercenary Tale, and then we do we go to the actual base. Like that's that. Our third act of this is fantastic.
And
Just getting there, we have highs and lows, and that's not to say there isn't stuff spread throughout here. I don't really enjoy because I love Muscle Tower. We'll get there. I love the Muscle Towers. As a kid, I loved the Muscle Tower stuff, and I still love it.
Yeah, the Muscle Tower stuff was fun.
Yeah.
Plus we got like all the characters we got from that one.
Yeah, so I guess overall just around it as like pacing, with debatable filler aside, I was hooked on it as a kid, and I still find a lot of enjoyment looking back on it. But in terms of like measuring like the arcs against each other, it's like it's a lot of we get cool bad guys out of it, and we get there's a lot of fun to be had. But I don't think it's going to measure up. I wonder how much it's going to measure up to the rest of the series as a whole when you really look at it. Because the biggest thing we get out of it is like, well, down the line we're going to get a couple of androids and Cell and everything thanks to these guys. But
Yep, due to a character that was supposedly part of the army but wasn't introduced at that time.
Yep. All right.
Like so as for me, like it was a very long arc, and as I mentioned, there are like several like mini arcs within this whole saga. Like like the search for the pirate treasure, and even a crossover with Toriyama's other work.
Yep.
Which we'll get to.
Tag.
Yeah. You don't want to play tag with that girl.
No. Oh, did you ever watch that clip I told you about?
You mean with Vegeta verse?
Yes.
I haven't gotten to it yet.
Oh, okay.
Like I do have the video pulled up on my phone. Like Vegeta gets beat up by a little girl.
Yep.
Yep.
Okay.
And I did read the comments though. It's like saying like Vegeta knows he's against a gag character.
Yep. Anyway, go on.
But it was a long arc, and I will say like some parts of it did. The length definitely shows. I mean, I don't know how much of it was Toei's invention, how much it was actually Toriyama's. Obviously, I haven't read the manga, so Dragon, you might be able to fill me in on that one. But it definitely seems like they were like kind of stretching it out as much as they could for this one. Like maybe it was because of obviously it would get that would become more of a problem when they got to Z, as we all are well aware of. Right, Dragons?
Yeah.
But I don't know how much of that applies here. But either way, like I'm not gonna say the arc overstayed its welcome, because every episode did have some enjoyable moments, and there was like. But again, I think there were some highs, lows. It picked up around Corin's tower, and then kind of like, they had a very interesting climax with the attack on the base, that kind of thing. Basically, I share a lot of the same sentiments Dragon does. All right.
Okay, let's get into it. So
after saving Nam's village,
we reestablished the Pilaf gang, searching for the Dragon Balls, basically as a way of showing just how truly outgunned by the Red Ribbon Army they really are. Even if they have a flying fortress, which again Pilaf just constantly forgets that he's in a flying fortress, which does lead to near deaths a lot for him.
Even after getting conned out of buying a fake ball.
Yep. It's a lot of fun. Pilaf's in rare form with all that kind of stuff. Just being just scammed by a salesman and everything. Here's the thing. Our big take. So again, this is where we get, even just from the get go, we have stuff that is, I mean, to an extent, kind of fillery, but we do have to track the Dragon Ball. So by that logic, we can't really cut it. But we have stuff like the Pilaf gang. They're pursuing a Dragon Ball that essentially is taken by a giant pterodactyl monster, which is then part of a wedding feast for the Ox King for his daughter Chi-Chi. So this is the big takeaway here: is that we kind of have the Chi-Chi Goku proposal in this episode, kind of, which we will pay off.
It was adorable, though.
Yeah, and the fact they're having a little date with apples and all that.
But let's not forget the fact that they thought that Shu was Goku.
Yeah, so that's the real. So basically, the Pilaf gang, they infiltrate. They pawn off Shu as Goku wearing a big fake Goku head. He's just very obviously fake.
Yep. Meanwhile, Goku comes across Chi. The real Goku comes across Chi Chi.
Yep, and they're falling in love, kind of.
Aw, and it's adorable.
Yep.
I mean, even if I didn't have any pre-existing knowledge of how the relationship would turn out, I would kind of hope this would. I hope those
Yeah.
two get
But again,
together.
you're predisposed to loving this kind of relationship. The oblivious wonderkin, and the girl who's basically a step away from saying, "What you doing?" Chi Chi's like a step away from like young Chi Chi's a step away from saying, "Oh Goku, what you doing?"
I guess so. Yeah, I can see that.
All right, so bumping that's our big takeaway from the story, but we also get as they break down a lot of our Red Ribbon Army characters. We have Colonel Silver, who was honestly we've had him play Yamcha before in terms of a villainous role, or at least a menacing role. First time we get Chris Sabat, kind of in like kind of an antagonistic kind of menacing role to Goku as Colonel Silver.
Yeah, Colonel Silver was like basically a good way to like demonstrate that these people are like leagues above Pilaf.
Oh yeah,
Like basically demonstrate that even like the underlings of Colonel Red are like are steps above anything Goku's faced before.
oh yeah. So he shoots the shopkeep that scammed Pilaf.
Yep. Pilaf's not happy that he got scammed.
Nope.
Even Pilaf, I like how Pilaf even like tried to pawn off the fake Dragon Ball to Goku too.
Yep.
But we don't see Pilaf for the rest of the saga.
By the way, I'd like to think the pterodactyl that gets eaten, gets killed and gets turned into
Do you think it was
turned
the
into
same?
a feast.
He was the same one that like he captured Bulma earlier.
That's what I'm saying. So think about this, okay? We have I want here's the arc of this thing. We have it in episode 1, and then remember it's in the epilogue from the tournament arc where kidnaps Nam as part of like Giran's gang, I think. Or at least it's on the way to Giran's. The point being, he kidnaps Nam.
And then he gets eaten by the
I
Ice
think
King.
that's the same. I'd like to think that's the same one. I like to think that's a nice 3-act structure for him.
Beginning, a middle, and an end.
Yep, he got eaten.
Yep, he tries to eat, then he gets eaten.
Yep. Oh yeah. Also, a little bit of foreshadow with I'm gonna tease this up for you. A little bit of a foreshadow with Shu here. When he's pretending to be Goku, just file that away.
Hmm.
All right, just remember the visual here.
Goes a dog man with a Goku head.
Yeah, specifically Shu, but yes.
Okay then.
Anyway, so let's see. So the flaw of the Red Ribbon Army is unless they have basically unless they have like a memorable set piece or a detour, they kind of they kind of run the risk. Sorry, here's what I'm getting. Unless there's like a memorable set piece like Muscle Tower, or there's kind of like a detour like the Mercenary Tale thing, for example, we do run the risk of rinse and repeat a lot with the Red Ribbon Army in terms of it's like Goku fighting the aimless and sometimes nameless forces of the Red Ribbon Army. We're like, oh, it's just a kid, ha ha ha, and he kicks their butt. And look, it's fun, but you'll notice we do it kind of wall to wall for a while until we get to like a Marasaki or eventually the big boss. That's what I'm saying. Unless we really mix up like we do in Muscle Tower, a lot of the time it's just him versus soldiers again and again. So I think that's the danger of the Red Ribbon Army as an antagonist for him is that we do a lot of. Plus, at a certain point, like when we go through all of our name commanders here and our enforcers in the army, a lot of them are like, okay, Captain Yellow. Captain Yellow, it's just a tiger in pants.
Yeah. Yeah, they're all the commanders are named after colors.
That's what I'm saying. So, what do you think about it? Do you think there's a little bit of rinse and repeat going on outside of like kind of our big memorable iconic moments here and there?
I mean, they do. I mean, a lot of them do have like specific kind of gimmicks too. Like,
I'm saying there's a lot of like in between that though. There's a lot of just
I mean, he does go up against a lot of nameless soldiers. They all do kind of underestimate him, and kind of like just plays like, oh, hey, look how powerful Goku is, even though he's kind of meeting his match with some of these characters.
I mean, look, I love that, but by the same token, it's just like, okay, we the audience know Goku's going to be just fine here. I mean, we're not really throwing for a loop until we throw like a like a gag character like Murasaki at him.
And then the great ninja Murasaki.
Yes, which we'll get to in a moment. Just a quick second here.
Yep.
So let's see. So Silver, big thing with Silver, he seemingly killed off the flying Nimbus. I remember watching it the first time. I was like, oh no, not the flying Nimbus. I was so glad we brought it back. But that was a big moment, and I love that. In yeah.
So again, that just led to Goku running.
Yeah.
But as you were saying,
but that's the thing. So when we kill the Nimbus, it's kind of I realize now looking back on it's kind of a plot thing. It's basically so he can't just fly up to Muscle Tower. That's why we had to get rid of the Nimbus. Otherwise, again, like Corn's Tower, he can't use the Nimbus even though he has it. But that's later. But Muscle Tower, he absolutely could have just used the flying Nimbus. But that's why that's literally why we had that story beat.
Yep. It does make sense. Like Toriyama had to have him like, oh, I want to have him climb up the tower, but if he has the Nimbus, he can just fly.
I do love that after all the build-up with Colonel Silver and after he kills the Nimbus, at least temporarily, Goku just takes him out with his tail, like one hit from his tail. Just to show how strong Goku's gotten and how much the Red Ribbon Army underestimates him.
Yeah, but even then, they still prove to be a bit of a threat, basically due to their sheer numbers.
Yep. All right, so Muscle Tower itself is slash, kind of General White and all that.
Well, first we should talk about like the village.
Yeah, so Suno saves Goku from. Goku is not used to the cold. That's the best. That's the biggest charm of this, by the way. Goku's always been kind of a fish out of water, being a mountain kid, so he's really exploring the world this arc. So he's seeing a lot of different climates and meeting different people.
It's kind of funny that the mountain didn't experience any snow much.
Yeah.
But like maybe it's more of like a sunny tropical mountain kind of thing.
That's the thing. It's just it's like probably a hot part of the world, maybe.
Well, I mean, considering who knows? But yeah, so he's running. He's like he's in his just still in his orange gi, running through the snow, dashing through the snow, if you will.
Yep.
But then he like basically succumbs to the cold. When he's saved by Suno, who's just adorable.
Yeah, well, there was some shipping going on with Suno, from what I hear. Just it's a little bit like Chi-Chi's got some competition because she really liked Goku. They were really good buddies.
Yep, but like,
can we keep them?
But obviously, no one's gonna beat Chi-Chi.
No. Anyway, so they warm them up. They get some food in them.
The best way to befriend Goku, feed him. Is that wrong?
No, that's right.
Just feed him.
Well, I guess the charm of like Goku learning what snow is. It's just kind of adorable.
Yep. And that Suno's name is a pun on the English word for snow.
Yeah.
Obviously, in Japan, snow is like known as Yuki. That's the Japanese word for snow. So Toriyama named her Suno as a pun.
Which he is wont to do.
Yep. Have you ever noticed Toriyama loves puns?
He lives for them.
Or names characters after food.
Oh yeah.
Or underwear. But
Toriyama's got weird priorities.
Yes. But God bless him for it.
Yep. All right. So basically, Muscle Tower is like basically a pun in itself. It's the tower that's shaped like a dumbbell. It's shaped like a weight.
It's a pretty cool looking tower though.
So the idea that essentially that's what I'm saying. Like they could have rested on their laurels with just like an arc. If this was only the Red Ribbon Army, I think they still would have been pretty good with this. But just the fact that.
I mean, the tower itself took quite a few episodes to get through.
That's what I'm saying. Like the tower itself was the idea of let's take kind of not a tournament structure, but something kind of akin to that. It's basically kind of taking. We had like the wacky fun house that was Pilaf's castle. What if we just kind of fuse that with kind of a tournament structure, where it's kind of a step-by-step kind of stages and getting to a goal. And it's like each level of the thing he's trying to get to the top level to rescue the village elder.
Yep. He comes across giant monsters, giant androids, and even befriends an android.
Yes, Android 8, aka Aider.
I love how he just befriends Ader.
Oh yeah, Ader was a delightful just highlight of the arc. Just seeing him, just the fact that we have the build up. Oh god, here's the thing. As a kid, it's even I love Frankenstein's the idea. Oh my god, Goku's gonna fight a Frankenstein. That's awesome.
But nope, he didn't fight the
But
Frankenstein.
the fact that the Frankenstein was a pacifist was like, oh my god, it's kind of anathema to Goku, but he's pleased by that.
Yeah, Goku's like fighting is always like a second option for Goku. Like he's prepared to fight, but he doesn't always want to.
Yeah.
Right?
Now, Goku's got a good heart. He can read people, as we see. It really helps him by the end of this arc. He can read people, and he kind of can,
I
being a
mean,
pure of heart character, he can kind of do that.
in certain circumstances, for
I
sure.
mean, don't he gets taken advantage of? I'm not gonna. I'm just saying. Still, though, at times you can see the nature of people.
Yeah, it's like I mean, he's still sometimes an idiot, but
Oh, absolutely. Anyway, so with
but it,
Muscle
but it,
Tower, so
but the point is, it still feels consistent for his character.
just I guess it's overall with the way the tower works. So we have the third floor. It's Major Metallotron, which is the first time he fights an android, which is basically this Terminator style. It's kind of it's a nod to it's a nod to the Terminator.
Considering Toriyama's love of all that science fiction and all that, doesn't surprise me.
Toriyama loves robots.
Yeah, I'm surprised he didn't do like a robot. Well, I guess he kind of did do a robot manga, but
It was his first manga, Jacob.
I mean, what,
Yes.
what I mean is like a more like serious sci-fi robot manga.
Yeah. All right. So then the fourth floor we have Murasaki.
Like Ninja Murasaki, who basically Goku like puts through the ringer.
So just the idea, you have this ninja character. Again, ninjas are all about deception. Goku's just very much, like the kind of the pure-hearted, just kind of like, he's very straightforward in his approach and everything. So these two are quite the pairing. And it's basically you think, oh god, Murasaki. We have some build-up, like you seem like wipe out some guys in a quick little like flash of like what Murasaki does, but just the fact that at every turn, this kid just drives him crazy, and it's basically the reveal. Murasaki is not like a menacing ninja; he's a gag manga ninja.
And not just one gag manga ninja, 4 of them.
Yep, he's
Or
got brothers.
it is 4, right? Not
I
3.
thought it was five. I don't know.
Maybe it
It's
is
four or
5.
five. I think it's
But
five total. He has four brothers and himself, so I think it's five.
yeah, and the worst part is like when he's like hiding in like hiding under the water with like the reed to breathe out of, and what Goku does.
Pours down the hot tea.
Yep.
Still think the funniest thing was like when Murasaki like threw the ninja stars, and he basically the shurikens, and Goku grabbed him and threw him, and he forgot the spring for like the extra floorboard, so it lands right in his head. Then of course the worst thing that Goku does to him, or Murasaki like an idiot, he does like kind of an epic kind of anime leap, and it's kind of Toriyama making fun of this. He just the way he lands, Goku uses the power pole to stop him. So,
Yeah, like that would. I was like, you felt that one.
yep, it's the attack of the proctologist.
It's like yeah, you're watching that, you definitely feel it. Like, you're like, oh
There's only one thing that would have made it worse.
yeah.
If Goku said power pole extend. That's the only thing that would have made that worse.
Oh god, no.
Oh no, but it just made fun. Well, look, you got a tail too now.
That's I don't know if Goku understood exactly what he did there.
No, he didn't. No.
Why it hurt so bad.
Yep. But again, Murasaki had no honor. He plus he kept threatening to blow up Vader. He deserved that.
He did, yeah.
Yeah. He deserves to walk funny after that.
Join the Ministry of Funny Walks.
Yep. All right, let's see. So that's the thing. So a lot of we foreshadow a lot of the the double cross attacks.
Yep.
All right. So again, Android 8, Ader, love him. He's a great subversion, and also a foreshadow to the humanity and the androids in Dragon Ball Z, including most notably. Every time I see this character, I was thinking. Plus, he had a fixation on Goku. Android 16, who befriended Gohan and everyone, but still had his program was to kill Goku. So it was kind of that weird anathema where he's he's very non-violent except to kill Goku.
And a very lovable giant. And I remember he was kind of a tragic character too.
Absolutely.
And then we have the twins, 17 and 18.
Yep. So I think Ader goes a long way, and I think the fact that he's 8 numbers removed, I think that kind of,
Was it intentional on Toriyama's part though?
Probably not. Probably not.
All right, but it still works.
Well, yeah. I mean, look, we don't get the androids in that arc without androids. Maybe it's not super far. I don't think the 8 and the 16 is intentional, but I think just the idea of like an android with humanity, I think that's a connecting thing.
It is, and in fact, that he literally like ties it to the Red Ribbon Army.
Well, that's what I'm saying. So it's something.
But I mean, Toriyama has literally gone on saying like, did you mean to do that? He's like, yeah, totally. Like when it was obviously a complete coincidence that something fit together the way it did.
So Goku's ethics here are like, you should only fight for fun or for a good reason morally. Like it's like to save people, save the village, like he's kind of doing now, or to just for the heck of it, like a tournament.
Like he's in this case he's fighting to rescue the village elder that basically because they have no idea what to do against the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah, because they're terrorizing the town looking for Dragon Balls because of,
And he's also hoping to maybe find the 4-star ball while he's there.
That's true.
So that's another reason why he's willing to fight, to find his grandpa's ball.
Yeah.
So.
All right. Which, by the way, just to throw it out there too, we kind of just forget about the whole Dragon Ball thing until the end. Like, oh, thank goodness, Ader has one. He somehow found it, or maybe he had it the whole time. Who knows? But we completely forgot about we were looking for the Dragon Ball because we just want Goku to save the village elder and get to the top of the tower.
It's nice to see that his priority was to actually save the people instead of just looking for the ball.
Yeah. All right, so again, very respectable character. I love that. Goku saves Ader from like the bomb that's built into his body. He smashes the remote, and then we have like the maze floor, and they have the 8-bit game gag where it's like General White's like manipulating the wall.
I mean, admittedly, that did go on for a little bit too long.
That's what I'm saying. We have bits of pacing here and there like that, but at least it was kind of fun.
I mean, I'm not going to deny that it wasn't fun. I mean, a lot of even the stuff they carried on was a little bit of fun to it.
So it's General White, and then ultimately General White pulls the rug out from under him, and they fall to the 5th floor, and they face the monster Bouillon.
Again, a character named after food.
Yep, who basically is this big gelatinous kind of electrical elastic monster.
Yep.
And Goku, very cleverly, he uses kind of a thing that was kind of a new weakness for him. Not a weakness, but something he has to get used to. The cold, and he uses it to freeze the monster.
Yeah, it's basically situations like that prove that Goku may not have like the most street smart or even book smarts, but when it comes to fighting, he's a genius.
And again, thankfully he had Ader there, so he could hide in his warm coat.
Yep. It's a good example of Goku's pragmatism.
Oh, yeah. All right. So let's see. So then we have the point being Goku is he's fighting General White, and we have it's a brutal fight. When General White, he grabs the tail, and it's like he's just really thrashing on poor Goku here. And this arc really gets to the heart of let's just say you don't want to file it away, Jacob. The tail weakness is something that really that gets Goku down in this arc.
Yep. And I remember the tail being mentioned as a weakness in the previous arcs too.
That's what I'm saying. So we're really seeing it just kind of like really affect Goku here, where he's someone that rarely do we actually have like the tail weakness come into effect. So Goku's being smart. He might do something about this weakness. But yeah, so the general was like really hurting the poor kid, and ultimately, Goku, thanks to Ader, kind of gets the upper hand, and we have this really nice moment where Goku's about to possibly do something bad to General White there, and Ader, gives him the moral lesson: don't become ruthless like the Red Ribbon Army. Even if it's justified, don't become them.
He's like, yeah, and considering White was about to straight up shoot them.
Yeah. Like the general, he has no. Even after Goku like shows mercy, this guy has no honor. He shoots Goku, which we know he's going to be fine. He's bulletproof.
I mean, I mean, I mean,
Still,
I mean, I mean, considering two women have tried to shoot him already.
yep. To be fair, that kid gets around.
Yeah, like he makes all the girls shoot him.
Keeps waking up in bed with these girls and they end up shooting him.
Yep. No wonder he's bold. No wonder he's invulnerable.
Yep. Anyway, so Ader gets mad, and
Sure, when he does it, it's cute. But when anyone else does it, it's harassment.
I think it's the tail.
Yeah, double standards. Am I right, Dragon?
Well, sure, but I think it's the tail that protects him on that one.
I'm just being facetious anyway.
Yep. Anyway, so Ader, he gets mad and he punches he's so mad that he's hurt Goku. He punches him right out the pacifist has had enough, and he punches the general right out of the tower. It's an awesome moment.
And becomes a twinkle in the sky.
Yep, and then he basically topples the tower. Which, by the way, in the Kakarot game, which I love, by the way, Kakarot game, they have Red Ribbon Army bases all around. They're all muscle tower, and you can actually, like Ader, you can beat up the tower and the whole thing collapses. You can't go inside the tower, mind you, but that's essentially it's like go to this. If you see a base, it's like you wipe it off the map. It's kind of a
How much was the Red Ribbon outside of Giro? Was the Red Ribbon Army in Z at all?
You mean Dr. Giro?
Dr. Giro, right?
Well, yeah, he's well, I mean, just pretty much the android and the cell arc. Actually, we pretty much take the Red Ribbon Army off the board with it's the android arc, really. That's it for Z. It's Dragon this season. It's this arc, and then it's the android arc in Z. That's it. And then GT, but I don't know how much you want to factor that in. But yeah,
and then superhero.
Yeah, superhero. That's honestly, superhero was that was the big actual resurgence of the Red Ribbon Army. Aside from that, it was pretty much dormant until then.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah. Anyway, so we've toppled Muscle Tower. Ader, after we get the bomb out of Ader, we get the Dragon Ball, and that brings us to the Dragon Radar. We'll give him the Nimbus back to it, like the villager, like an old wizened villager points out, a Nimbus cloud. Can't be destroyed. Just try calling it. I love that Goku just didn't think to call it.
And also the fact that Ader is basically adopted by Suno's family.
And the village elder too. I think if he's living with Suno. Is he living with Suno or the village elder?
I mean, I don't think it's really explicitly mentioned, but he's like
the town takes him in. That's the big
thing. Whenever we see him, we always see him with Suno. So.
Oh yeah.
So yeah.
Oh, by the way, I forgot to mention.
Yeah.
In that Kakarot game, you get to have a little reunion with Suno and Ader. Like Ader's in the game.
Aww.
So it's like adult Goku gets to kind of meet up with Ader and then the adult Suno.
That's cute.
And you get to go to like the snowy village and everything too. It's
That is adorable.
Yeah. Anyway. All right, yeah. So we have the Nimbus. The Dragon Radar is not functioning, which admittedly is a plot point we kind of use a lot in this arc. We kind of use it like 3 times, I think, like 2 or 3 times. Like the radar's not working.
So what exactly does he do?
Well, he's got to get Bulma to fix it. So he's on a quest to find Bulma. He goes to West City.
Yeah, and this is probably Bulma at one of her lowest points.
Yeah.
Like she's jealous because other people like Yamcha.
Admittedly, that's the thing. Admittedly, Bulma is she's a bit much in this arc. Yeah, she's admittedly. I think our reintroduction is. I like our reintroduction of Bulma. I kind of hated Bulma in the pirate arc.
Yeah, like elaborate.
Well, here's the thing. Okay, so like Goku being the fish out of water, because initially Bulma came to his territory. Now this time around, he's going to where she lives in the big city, and we get some of her home life. We initially did not know that she the Briefs family developed the Dino Cap, so that was a big bit of world building for her here. We learned that she was kind of essentially rich and also we knew she was smart, but she's even she actually built the thing.
Yeah, turns out she's like basically borderline royalty in that city.
Yeah, so making her essentially rich and super intelligent. That was a big. This is a big development on Bulma here, which I thought was a really good idea, making her essentially a young genius.
Yep.
So
But
that's great.
but
But we the ultimate thing of Dragon Ball is that we never really knew what to do with her and Yamcha after it's kind of like the it's the happy ending principle. Okay, the end of the Pilaf saga, Bulma's got Yamcha. She got her wish come true. She's got a boyfriend, but she finds faults with the boyfriend, and the faults are Yamcha's just kind of popular with the ladies, but he's not being unfaithful. He's just he has a lot of female admirers, and Bulma gets very jealous a lot. And
yeah,
that puts a
yeah,
kink in the relationship.
yeah, and like, who gets blamed for who gets blamed for the other girls liking Yamcha?
Yamcha,
Yeah.
which is not fair.
No, it's not
Now,
even, and
now, Jacob, in Bulma's defense,
it's not even really that funny either.
no, it's not that fun. But here, look, in Bulma's defense, um, she is at least until we get to the Husky stuff, which we'll get to in a second. But until we get to that point, she is. You see her trying to be like she's trying to like not to really like talk about this kind of thing because you get the sense that she knows on some level that I can't really blame him for that, but I'm not happy about the situation. And then we have like some then basically the minute Yamcha has actually has a conversation with her, that's when I think she becomes unsympathetic. When it's like, well, Yamcha just has apparently it's a no-win situation, whatever Yamcha says, and that's not really fair to him. That's where
Yeah, there are several points where like, oh come on, Bulma.
yeah, like we're in the ship later, and it was like we'll talk about this. Yes, Paul. It's like it's a kind of a bittersweet, kind of awkward moment in the
Yeah.
in the ship. But you see what I mean? It's kind of a mixed bag with Bulma this go around.
Yeah.
But anyway, so Goku in the big city comic, he earns money by winning like a fight on the streets, and then he pays this one lady, points him to a cop.
Yep, and the cub gets him to the brief family.
Yeah, so I loved all of that too. I mean, that was always a lot of fun. Anyway, so event settings. We have this. Then we have like the Hatsky. This is like one of the tapes I didn't have as a kid. The Hatsky. This is all filler, but this entire part here is like the whole when they go to the amusement park and we have the agent of the Red Ribbon Army, Hatsky, the blonde fake psychic lady.
But it was nice to see Oolong and Puar and Yamcha again.
Yeah, no, for sure.
And like how happy they were to see Goku and all that.
No, that's
Hi,
always
like,
nice.
hey, how you doing, kid?
Yeah. Oh, it's always nice that Oolong really does, he does like Goku, even if he is a bit of a coward. He still likes he's been on this adventure with the Oolong is kind of like the one of the underserviced characters of the show in the sense that so much is going on, we don't have time for Oolong shenanigans.
Yep.
Because basically the most we got out of Oolong since the Pilaf saga was the tournament. Where it's like, we were doing some stuff with him, but yeah, he's going to be fall by the wayside.
Yeah.
He becomes comic relief. So there's nothing wrong with that. But basically, let's just say after the Red Ribbon Army saga, it's like say goodbye to Oolong for a while.
Oh, that's sad.
That's the thing. I mean, look, that's the thing. Like he'll pop up here and there. That's pretty much going to be his life story going from here. Like Oolong occasionally will have a funny line, but only in like a group setting.
It's a shame because they could have used him in a lot more. Used him a lot more.
Yeah. I mean, of course, he's barely in Z at all. But it's
Yeah.
like it's like a blip now and again. But as I'm saying, at least Dragon Ball, like Dragon Ball is the most you're going to see Oolong. But even then, we're starting to trickle out a little bit on him.
Which stinks because like he was like one of the founding members.
I know. Anyway, so after Husky, we then enter. Husky's just not allowed to say. It's just kind of a fillery, kind of like amusement park thing. We have like we have the balls joke.
Was Husky in the original story?
No, I don't believe she was. No.
So she's purely a Toei invention.
I would be shocked if she actually is in the manga. To my recollection, she is not. But she's a whole it's a Toei thing. Yeah.
All right.
I'm like pretty sure. I'm like 80% sure she was an invention for the anime.
All right.
Anyway, so here's someone who is from the manga though, General Blue. So General Blue. So this is where we get into some tricky territory. So
he showed himself to be, wasn't he the one that was like definitely more of a threat?
Well, yeah, that's what I'm saying. So General Blue is interesting in that he's formidable. Also, I love the gag, and this is like Toriyama humor at its finest here. He's formidable. He's very Nazi-esque in terms of he's dressed he's dressed very SS uniform esque, or he's dressed very traditional, kind of like he's in the Nazi colors and everything. But he's so prissy, it's hysterical.
Yeah, yeah, it's like he like basically gets on anyone's case for like the most minor infractions.
That's the thing. Like the kid's very grossed out by like, oh, you're picking your nose. Oh,
Yep, doesn't like dirt, doesn't
his
just
precious face. He's basically, I think, the gag with General Blue to an extent is he's like Ken from the Barbie movie. He's like, he's the idea is like, he's pretty much he's a Ken doll in the military.
That's funny.
That's the thing. Is the guy's very, he's again, he's a very tough combatant, and he has like the paralyzing blue eyes move, which is always like the memorable thing with him. And he gets into a really brutal knuckle down, drag out fight with Krillin. He almost kills Krillin. It's a big moment where Goku saves Krillin from being like crushed to death by General Blue in a brutal fight.
Yeah, too bad. Too bad he couldn't save Krillin later on.
Yeah, yep, yep.
But that's not for like another like 20 years in universe.
Well, I mean, sooner, Jacob, but
Well, yeah, but yeah, okay, twice then.
Anyway, okay. The point being, that's what I'm saying. General Blue. So we get into a force that he's like the first time Goku's actually facing a challenge, which is good. And he's also kind of there's some gag manga stuff with him in terms of just the Toriyama humor with the fact again like what if it's a Nazi, but he's kind of pathetic and it's kind of funny.
And the fact that he can has this for some reason has this power to paralyze people.
Yeah, yeah. So this is basically General Blue is linked to the pirate stuff, which I really didn't care for. Honestly, as a kid, I was always like just kind of like I was checking my imaginary watch as a kid when I was watching the pirate stuff, and even in the manga too, it was like the pirate stuff was like, man, it looks really cool, but I don't think we really need any of this. It's just killing time. It's like we keep here's the honestly, I think it's the separation between Goku and the group that really hurts it. I don't know. It's like we finally get the gang together. Here's a big thing.
Maybe it's
Krillin meets Bulma.
Krillin. Yeah, it is a group. It is nice to have like Bulma, Krillin, and Goku all going along, and basically how a lot of the time Krillin doesn't even put up with Bulma.
That's the thing. So that's the fun thing where it's we've seen Goku and Bulma paired together on an adventure, like so it's kind of a throwback for them. But by the same token,
we've also
Krillin in
seen
the mix.
we've also seen Goku and Krillin.
That's the thing. It's basically Goku's two lead sidekicks just in the adventure together. It's kind of like it's kind of Cap with Falcon and Bucky.
Yeah, but even like I said, but even then you can tell Krillin's kind of tired of Bulma by the end of it.
Yeah, so he's not exactly getting the best. Yeah, he's not getting the best impression of Bulma, which that's the other thing too, where Bulma is really whiny and complaining in the pirate section.
It's like she's the one who wanted to come along on this, knowing exactly what it would entail.
Okay, so by the way, I'm going to mention this just because it's going to sound weird that I'm fixating on this, but just go with me on it.
Okay.
It just occurred to me on the rewatch of this that Bulma has essentially like 3 underwear changes in this this story.
Okay.
That makes no sense in which she would have had time to do any of this. Think about it, okay?
Yeah.
So they borrow a sub from Master Roshi in exchange for the microband, right?
Yeah.
We get the pervy shenanigans with Roshi.
It was just a way to introduce Roshi to the story.
Yep, yep. So we have, which by the way, again the balance of Master Roshi extremely pervy with what he's doing with the microband.
Yeah, but he keeps getting punished for it.
Yep, he does. Yes. Flip side, awesome battle on Kame Island where he takes on the whole Red Rune army with Launch, and it's really cool.
And they intentionally make Launch sneeze.
Yep, which is great. Yeah, guys, I love that Roshi even before he's like, he just seemed like very using kind of like the deceptive, like kind of them underestimating him to his advantage as an old man, just insulting the fat guy.
Yeah, and they think he's Goku.
Yeah. Well, they think he's essentially he's Bulma. They think he's the scientist.
Oh yeah, they think he's the right. They think he invented the dragon radar.
Yeah, they think Launch is Bulma, and yeah.
Yep. It's like, can you? Now we never see Launch in the bunny outfit though.
No.
Although we
Oh,
know,
we did see her in lingerie though.
I mean, Master Roshi would have loved the bunny outfit in launch, though.
I don't know. I think the lingerie is still probably a step up for him. I don't know.
I mean, he probably would have loved it either way, though.
Anyway, to the point. Speaking of underwear.
Speaking of underwear.
So Bulma, she's wearing the white undies.
Yeah.
Okay, and then when we have the lava gag, where she dangles over the pit, and Krillin's getting the last peek before death, presumably.
Which he still was trying to kick him into lava for that, by
Which
the way.
again is a little much, Bulma. It's like, what was he gonna do?
It's like he doesn't really have it. Like he's gonna see it regardless of whether or not he's trying what he's gonna do.
So she has strawberries.
Yeah.
And then again, bring it up for a point, folks. Then we get to the third. So randomly, Bulma's in a swimsuit. Which apparently, it's like the way we play it, she's been wearing this the whole time.
Yeah, it doesn't really make a lot of sense.
This is what I'm saying, and we see we're with her the whole time. There's no changing. There's no time for that.
Yeah, who knows?
Unless she's like bringing like changes of clothes with her. Like, but why?
It's like we've seen her. Maybe she learned from her camping experiences.
Right.
I don't know.
I mean, again, post Goku, it's like she should always carry some spare undies on her, I guess.
Yeah, I guess.
Okay, anyway, changing the subject, I just wanted to bring it because there's no other place I would ever be able to bring that up.
Yep. That was like the lowest point when she just tried to straight up kick Krillin into the lava.
Yeah. All right, so Krillin joins. So this is it's just there's a lot of issues with the pirates. Krillin, so he joins the adventure to find the pirate treasure and the Dragon Ball. Mainly, like, is helping Goku out on a Dragon Ball hunt. Just he heard a little bit of the buzz of what the Dragon Balls are all about, so he kind of wants in on the adventure
and finding the treasure.
Yeah, and that brings me to my other problem here. It just feels very fundamentally, Jacob. It just feels like a very selfish thing that they're really just encroaching on Goku's very humble pursuit of a Dragon Ball, and they want pirate treasure. And literally later on, it's like, oh, forget the Dragon Ball. Let's get out of here. It's like, it's they went through all this, for the Dragon Ball, but really they went through all this for pirate treasure. It just feels kind of selfish on their part. It seems unbecoming for both Bulma and Krillin, but mostly Bulma in this case. Like, Bulma's just going down there for the treasure, it feels like, at that point, when she started to help him out.
Yep, and all of it's remembered to get back at Yamcha.
Yes, just in general, it just feels like we really lost focus. The moment the pirate thing started, we just kind of lost focus on why the heck we're doing it.
And I think Toriyama just wanted to tell a pirate story.
I know, that's what I'm saying. It just feels purely like just kind of fun aesthetic versus like how does it service our story, which is like the main central issue I have with, again, not central, not like it doesn't overshadow the good stuff of the Red Ribbon Army saga, but that's like the, that's the hesitation I have in saying, like, comparing it to the other ones.
Yeah, you're saying that's like the lowest point of the saga.
I mean, quite possible. See, to my recollection, yes, based on all the stuff I know that comes after this, I mean, which is really good, I think.
But we do get a cool scene of Goku fighting the pirate robot.
Yes, the pirate robot has a really cool design. It makes no sense why it would be down there and why pirates would have a robot. But then again, when we go to Penguin Village, old logic goes out the window, so it's not that big a problem.
Yep, with the same character, with the same Colonel Silver, by the way.
You mean General Blue?
General Blue, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, General Blue is like the longest lasting one besides Mercenary Tao.
Well, yeah, that's the thing. So, so that we have the pirate base with all the booby traps, which are very convenient. Let's be honest, that they'd have time to set all that up, and let alone have a big bunker down there.
It's like the pirate arc went on for quite a long time.
Yep, and again, just Goku fighting this pirate robot for like forever. And anyways, then meanwhile, just so we can separate him from General Blue, like kicking the crap out of Krillin, doing the eye move. Anyways, Goku arrives, kicks General Blue's butt. And that's the thing. Until General Blue cheated, Goku was winning that fight without a problem.
Although I do like how Krillin and Bulma solved the puzzle of the treasure.
Oh no, you're right. That was fun.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know how much of that was in the manga, but the anime definitely could have like trimmed that a lot.
Yep. All right, let's see. So, Goku, this is great. So, I love that a little mouse saves Goku from General Blue, and he repays the favor by saving the little mouse.
Yep. He brings it along with him to the sub.
Yep.
I mean, just shows how kind of a soul Goku is.
Is he grabs the ball, he saves the mouse, and he there's this awesome move where he command. It's such a this is a really cool moment. Like they're in the sub, and he basically says, "Everyone, hold your breath." And he uses the Kamehameha wave to give him the boost so they can get out of there.
Yep.
Now this was really fun. I love this. Goku, they end up on the surface again. This is one time we're kind of dragging things a bit, but this gag was really funny. Goku on the radio. The only interaction he ever has with Commander Red is over this radio, and it's the fact that he's just so oblivious. Just Commander Red is he's just fuming, like, as to what's going on or who's underestimating, who's been foiling at every turn on the other end of the line.
Yep.
All right, so they get back to the island. Bulma, let's just say she stored the this big honking diamond in a very safe place.
Yep.
General Blue, he returns. We have tension where he kind of plants a bomb in there. Goku's tail's been tied, so they're all kind of in trouble here. But thankfully, Launch, who stole the diamond, sneezed and she came back. Last minute save there, and then Goku pursues General Blue, who basically stole the Dragon Balls and the radar.
Falls into the island, to another island.
Yep. Well, I guess Goku had the radar. He had the Dragon Balls. Anyway, so that's how I trace them. They go to Penguin Village.
Oh God.
It's basically. Admittedly, though, this is like the way we shot this. Like it's a question of they traveled so fast they may have entered a multiverse, but I think it's. We play it fast and loose. The implication is that it's in the same universe, but it's just really far away. But I'm just saying the way he travels, it looks like there's like some dimensional thing going on there.
Yep. Considering what happens in Penguin Village.
Yep. So we've gone full gag manga as General Blue is like he's found himself in Penguin Village and he is just like horrified at every turn, which is just hysterical.
Basically, they enter the world of Toriyama's first successful manga, Dr. Slump.
Yep. So it's really funny. So Goku meeting Rayleigh.
I mean, if the entire Colonel Silver or General Blue arc was just him and Penguin Village, that would have been so much funnier, so much better.
Yeah, we could have cut out all that pirate stuff. I don't know. But here's the thing: we kind of need the pirate stuff because you need to show him being a menace. So this is kind of funnier, but
I know it's like this insanely crazy general, actually a threat to Goku, being undermined by the sheer insanity of Penguin Village.
I love how he's disgusted by like Ariel offering like poo on a stick.
Don't you mean? Isn't her name Rayleigh?
I meant Rayleigh. I was going sorry, Rayleigh. Yep. From like the pink, kind of Carvel looking poo on a stick.
Yeah, that was gross.
Anyway, so he's utterly horrified. We had reacted to the guy picking his nose. Just imagine, what's that set him off the deep end?
Hard to believe, like she's like the most powerful robot that Toriyama's ever created.
Oh, without question, yeah.
When she can even go toe to toe with Vegeta.
Yep. Well, Goku said, "Man, you should enter the World Martial Arts Tournament."
It's not lying. She'd probably win. She'd probably win without even trying. Just people just tell her to play tag every single time, and she'd just mop the floor with every single contestant there is.
Now let me ask you this:
she could have saved the universe.
Well, yeah.
But as you're about to ask,
do you think Aurelie can ride the Nimbus because she is a pure character, or because she's a robot?
I'm gonna guess because I'm gonna go with the purity.
I would like to think that as well. Anyway, so Dr. Norimaki, basically Dr. Slump character, he fixes up the Dragon radar. He attempts to fix up the Dragon radar. His son Turbo fixes the radar. Actually, builds a whole brand spanking new radar because General Blue takes the original radar, and that's the heady thing in this whole. Every time I rewatch it, I get to this episode. It's always the reminder of like, oh my god, wow. I mean, here's the thing. I was missing the Aurelie VHS from of the General Blue stuff, so it was always like a baffling me. Like, how did I go from they're tied up and Goku's like going after him to okay, General Blue is returning to the Red Ribbon Army base. What happened?
And he has he has the radar.
Yeah, how did he get the radar?
And how does Goku have one too?
Exactly. So now so that's the answer. So it's always a heady thing when you realize, oh my God, Goku had the only reason Goku had so the Dragon Radar we have for the rest of the series is the one that was built from the Doctor Slump characters.
Yep, technically, yeah.
Yep.
It was magicked into existence by a telepathic kid.
Yep.
Isn't that what it is?
Well, telekinetic, but yeah.
Telekinetic kid, yeah. And the doctor just like took credit for inventing. It's like, oh yeah, that was I don't know how I did it, but I did it.
I love that baby loves his father though. I thought that was cute.
Yep. And
Anyway.
and Aureli's like obviously like the robotic daughter. Right?
Yep.
Yeah. And basically General Blue's no match for Aurelie.
Well, we had like the really random, hilarious thing where just General Blue, he's just one of the side characters. One of the side characters basically is Aurelie's friend.
Yeah.
Basically helps him with the car that he stole, and and basically says, "That's my little brother Samuel." It's completely not him, which is the fact that General Blue again he's becoming enraptured in the gag manga kind of like atmosphere.
Oh god.
The idea that it's driving him mad and turning him into himself into a gag manga character is just priceless. Yep. Also, I love that Dr. Norimaki, he saves Goku. He's like, all right, Aurelie, play tag.
Yep, and then that's basically the deadliest game of tag you've ever seen.
Oh, yeah.
Where basically she completely just doesn't kill him, but basically makes Blue submit and run away.
Well, no, it's not even that. She hits him out of the episode.
Yep.
She tags him so hard, he flies off, and that's why we need new Dragon Radar.
Yep. Like I said, have her enter like the Universal Tournament. She'd save the entire universe.
Yep. Well, remember we've I don't. Well, yeah, you haven't seen it, but let's just say, she's gone up against Lord Beerus.
She could probably beat Beerus at this point.
Well,
she probably not. But
there's a really funny gag with Beerus, but I don't want to tell you what it is.
All right,
Anyway.
I'll have to get to that eventually.
Anyway, so things get really good. Okay, so this is where we get to the land of Korin. So Goku he stops Captain Yellow from hurting. We have this Native American lad Upa, who is basically he and his awesome father Bora, who they've kind of lucked into the 4-star ball. Essentially, was in a volcano. The Red Ribbon Army was examining. They disturbed the environment and basically shot out some lava. Bora. So I forgot this completely. Bora's so awesome. He shielded his son from like raining lava debris from them blowing up volcanoes, and he just takes all of the burning like magma on his back.
He's a good dad,
and he's bulletproof, and because he's trained himself, and he's a human guy. He's just trained himself to that level of just discipline physically, and just.
Basically, we learn he's the guardian of the Korin's tower.
Exactly. So that's the thing. It's like they kind of, now in essence, now they're not really spelling this out yet. And again, I don't know, knowing Toriyama, it's unclear if he ever had a real plan for this. But remember, Korin's tower ultimately leads to Kami's lookout, and Kami essentially is God and the universe of Dragon Ball. So essentially, that's their kind of. He's essentially guarded. It's not so much Korin's tower, but in a sense, he says the guardian of the earth. So the guardian of the earth is Kami, so that's ultimately he knows. So he kind of knows what Korin's tower leads to before we, the audience, do.
And I know you probably all know this, but Kami is actually just the Japanese word for God.
That's what I mean. So that's the deal. So.
Like capital G God.
I know, right? So that's kind of the interesting thing there. So the fact is, Bora is basically he's gonna guard it. He's gonna guarding the land for the holy power there.
Yep. I don't know if it's actually like the biblical God, but definitely the word for God.
Essentially, again, guardian. Again, I think they've reached the good impasse with it. We'll call him God, but essentially he's guardian of the earth, which essentially it's a self-imposed, like it's a tangible God that we actually know is a physical entity.
Yeah. like, basically, but the Red Ribbon Army is getting tired of their constant losses to Goku, so they seek outside help.
Yes, and I love that it's like just the moment Goku is successful here. Okay, he's met Bora, he saved Upa. You know, he's on good terms with him. Bora rewards him with the 4-star ball. He finally has his grand. I love that through this friendship, he finally got the like this. It's a very noble act too. He saved Upa. He's Goku's rewarded for his kind act, and he also it's not just like him being given something very like it's like the fact that oh yeah you want this thing too. Like why do you want this thing? He says you know it's for a very oh I don't want to make a wish or anything. I don't want the power. I just want it because it reminds me of my grandpa.
and and when that wins him over, and
Absolutely. So Goku's made friends. He's got the ball back. Everything is going great
and
until
he even gets food.
even gets food.
Like I said, the best way to befriend Goku, feed him.
Yep. Anyway, so all this things are coming up Millhouse for Goku, and then
The Red Ribbon Army seeks outside help.
Mercenary Tao.
Who has the most interesting way to travel?
So Mercenary Tao is like the coolest character in one of the coolest villains, period, in Dragon Ball.
Yeah, we're introduced basically to basically how unscrupulous he is when it comes to his fees.
Yep, let's see, charges. I'm trying to remember what he charges. I think. Oh yeah, so he. Hold on a second. I have this here. He charges. I know he's having like he's having an anniversary sale. So that's 10 billion ahead. He charges 10 billion ahead because of the anniversary sale.
10 billion zenny.
Yes, 10 billion zenny ahead, and he's having an anniversary sale, so it's 50% off.
Yep.
So 5 billion head. But that's also for anyone who gets in the way too. So like anyone he just happens to kill along the way, it's a steep price, Mercenary Tao. But again, as he demonstrates with General Blue, he like the Commander Red is so sadistic. He basically offers General Blue a chance. Like, okay, look, you can defeat Mercenary Tao, you can walk free. You won't get killed.
And
uses his move on him and doesn't work at all. Doesn't paralyze Mercenary Tao at all. Mercenary Tao, what does he use to kill General Blue?
I don't know, Dragon. What does he do?
His tongue. He uses his tongue to kill Mercenary. Mercenary Tao uses his tongue to kill General Blue.
Yep, like basically General Red is kind of showing like how kind of like smart he is in this sense.
Mm-hmm.
Like he's like, okay, I'll pay your fee if it gets rid of this kid. But we still don't exactly know what General Red's plans are for why he wants the balls.
Well, Commander Red, yeah.
Commander Red, yeah. We don't know exactly what his plans are for the balls. But what like his subordinate General Black is basically also wondering what his plans are. But we'll find out soon enough.
Oh yeah, but still, just Mercenary Tao. He's like he wears his awesome outfit, says "Kill you" on the back, and he travels by pillar.
If he literally like takes a pillar off the building.
Can I borrow this column? Sure. And he's like, how are you? Basically, he taps like the top and the bottom and just removes it completely, and he flings it in the air and he jumps on it, and that's how he. Oh my God, is he so cool?
And then he somehow always gets to where he needs to go. I mean, yeah, it's a very interesting way to travel.
Now, if I have my dub right here, I think I do. I think Kent Williams does the voice of Mercenary Tao, and he plays it so well.
Yeah, he proved to be quite an interesting villain.
Oh yeah. And again, so basically, Mercenary Tao to me, I think he resonates so well, aside from just aesthetically how it looks. Basically, I think Mercenary Tao represents if Goku had no morals or Master Roshi. Basically, if Goku or Master Roshi had no morals at all, they could have been Mercenary Tao. It's kind of the way I read it. Is it basically you took like untapped power and potential and just skill, but again, just took like any ethical or just kind of human consideration out of it. Like if they basically just kind of if you kept getting stronger and stronger with no moral scruples, or if you didn't take time to appreciate life.
And then that's one of the things that why Master Roshi didn't want him to win the tournament.
Exactly. So I think like Master Roshi's like worst nightmare would be Goku would win the tournament and he would become Mercenary Tao.
I mean, say what you will about Roshi and his perversions.
Yeah.
At least he's kind of, at least when it comes to fighting, and he's at least humble.
That's true. Yeah, that's the dichotomy there. Pervy as the day is long, he shrunk himself down to see to see Bulma do her business,
and
but
and launch.
and launch. Well, he wanted launch to get in the bath.
Yeah, but like when it comes to fighting and like basically everything else,
He's a good man.
yes.
Yeah. Anyway, yeah. So mercenary Tao impedes upon the land of Corn, and we have this amazing just the mercenary Tao we use so strategically. He shows up and he kills Bora almost instantly. Where basically Bora like he uses his spear and he basically just like grabs it, says, "Oh, your spear is stuck. Oh, what a pity. Let me help you with that." And then basically he grabs the spear while Bora's still hanging on to it, lifts him in the air. This giant, the biggest character we second to Ader we've seen in the show. Okay, I guess better and bigger, like urine and stuff. The point being, the biggest human character we've seen in the show, within reason. That's not like a gag manga character, like a bacterian, and
Yeah. Oh,
launches him in the air, and then while holding onto the spear, and he says like, "Oh, you lost your spear. Here, have it back." And it's so brutal. And again, the fact that Mercenary Tao has like a demented like black sense of humor, and he just throws the spear and impales Bora. It's so brutal, and we liked Bora too. In the brief, that's the hat trick. In the brief time we've had to spend with Bora, we really like this guy. He's a good man. You buy that. He and Goku have respect for each other instantly.
Yep. And, well, but his relationship with his son is what really endears you to him too.
Exactly. He has this adorable little kid who looks up to him, and he's very helpless. But the father just seems very protective of him, and it's.
And so, Mercenary Tao and seemingly beats Goku too.
Yeah, that's the thing. So Tao, Goku, Goku puts up a fight, but he lasted far longer than Tao expected. But still, Tao, Tao was like one of the first few people we've ever seen like take a Kamehameha with point blank, and it destroys his clothes, but he's unharmed and unfazed. And then he hits him with the Dodon Ray, which is his big killer move. And basically, if not for the 4-star Dragon Ball, Goku may have died right there.
He's like basically like the closest someone has ever gotten to. Well, actually, I can't really say that because I was like, but he's like one of the few people to actually almost successfully kill Goku.
Yeah.
I can't say because
Goku has died twice, so
yeah, that's why I retracted my statement.
yeah. But still, though, as far as Dragon Ball goes, this is the first guy that properly, like seriously, this is the first proper defeat that Goku's ever had. Because here's the thing,
not obviously not counting the tournament.
That's what I mean. Here's the thing. Look at that. Even with that was an even battle. He lost by just like a count, like a 10 count. That's like a people's champ kind of thing. So Goku, he went the distance with Jackie Chun.
Yes.
That was like barely. That was only losing by again. Suppose that was like a tournament with rules and stuff. That was like the only reason. Anyway, but this is the first time he's actually been outclassed and had an actual like defeat in which Goku really was outmatched. Truly,
in a fight to the death.
Yeah.
Like not in a, like a safe tournament setting, but someone actually having to fight for his life.
And I love the symbolism of the Dragon Ball. The Grandpa Gohan's 4-star ball is what saved Goku.
Yep.
Right over his heart too.
His grandpa's looking out for him.
And I love how we signify this for the rest of the arc, where it's the hole in his chest too.
Yep, as we can see even on this image right here.
And also, it's kind of symbolic in another sense too, where again, that's where the turtle logo is, and Goku's very much as let's just say. We do get to it in kind of our ending epilogue portion of this. Master Roshi does basically kind of intimate that like Goku has kind of surpassed his teachings, which is kind of where we're at with Goku right now. Where Goku's kind of learned from the world, and Master Roshi doesn't really have much to teach him.
But he wouldn't get where he is even without Roshi.
Exactly, but it's just showing like the growth on him that he's come along.
Like Roshi, in a roundabout way, has saved the universe several times over.
Oh, absolutely. Okay, so tragically, we
Oopa.
Yeah, Upa's lost his father.
And basically Goku's looking for a way to save him, which leads him to climbing Korin's tower.
Yeah, so basically, Goku realizes, wait a minute, we could bring him back with the Dragon Balls, which again is a very noble thing. He just got his grandpa's Dragon Ball back, and again, Goku feels a personal responsibility for he's dead because of me, and that doesn't sit right with him. So he's going to make this right with Dragon Balls.
And now, and it has a mission. Now is a mission, a noble mission to use the balls instead of using them just collect, to reclaim his father's ball, his grandfather's ball. He's going to use them to save Upa's father's life.
And this is what I'm saying, man. This is when we're starting to fire on all cylinders in this whole saga here. Where okay, this is fantastic. I'm absolutely on Goku's. I'm locked in the Goku's adventure. I mean, the one thing the PLS site didn't really have is that we didn't have like again, it was very much just kind of like an adventure, and we're just kind of like meeting friends along the way. But our end goal for the big wish in question was, was for stupid stuff all around the board.
Like either taking over the world, getting a boyfriend, and the most comfortable pair of underwear.
Yeah. But so that's the thing. But this time we actually have it's all about the wish, and the wish is for something really good, and it's very it's pathos.
Could Goku have actually wished for Grandpa Gon to come back to life?
Well, okay, so here's the thing. Originally in Dragon Ball, we address this. We kind of address it here with Bora, but we really address it later on. We have another death. Is that the way it usually works? The way, at least before Toriyama probably kind of retconned it. Initially, you had to have a body, as in like for example, Bora, he's buried, and he's the way the string of events go is maybe like up to 2 to 3 days. All right. So conceivably, Bora would have a body that would not, decompose to a point, or at least because it's buried or somewhat preserved or protected from the elements.
And obviously, Grandpa Gohan would be dead a lot longer than that.
So they throw this out the window at Dragon Ball Z, but in Dragon Ball, that's why he can't wish back Grandpa Gohan. And again, also it's kind of like they get into the whole ethical thing of like, would he have a right to? Like Goku didn't think about that until this moment too, that he could even do that with the Dragon Balls. And this is like the Dragon Balls go dormant for a year. So a year has passed, and now they're available for a wish. So this is the second time he's ever really been able to do this.
And recently, someone's just been using them for cosmetic surgery.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a bit in Daimia. Well, I will say this: in Daimia, there was a bit where Toriyama was kind of in his last go around. He kind of threw it out the window again, where it's like the bad guy only got one wish. He says, "Wait a minute, what about there's up to 3 wishes? That's only for my regulars." Which again, it's like I get issues with Daimia. We're not going to cover that now, but it's just.
I didn't even know about the whole 3 wishes thing.
Yeah, we'll get there. Again, we're not there. It's not in Dragon Ball, but just when we get to Z, things happen.
Okay.
Anyway.
But yeah.
Okay.
Speaking of dumb wishes.
Yeah. Well, no, speaking of good wishes in this case, again, so the idea is like
I was more referring to the surgery, but yeah.
Oh right, well yeah, that yeah.
I'm not saying saving Upa's father is a dumb wish, Dragon. I never would say that.
Yeah.
But basically, only one other person has managed to climb Korin's tower.
Yes, Master Roshi.
Yep, and it took him years.
It took him 3 years to climb and drink the sacred waters. The lore with Korin's Tower is this. Korin's Tower is essentially holy land. If you climb up essentially beyond the heavens, it's like a pretty much could be a days long kind of like trip up the tower, and people already climbing the tower is a Herculean feat in itself. If you cheat, it's not going to end well for you. So you got to climb up. You can't take the Nimbus up. You're going to climb up, and if you can get the sacred water at the top of the tower, you'll be blessed with enhanced strength.
So Goku seeking to get stronger, climb and be able to go up against mercenary Tao.
Mm-hmm.
Climbs up the tower and finds Korin.
Yeah, so Korin is this. So basically, in the grand scheme of Dragon Ball, how intentional this is, I can't tell you, but. Korin always gave me Yoda vibes. It felt like in terms of the mentors that Goku has, Roshi's very much the Obi-Wan Kenobi, and Korin is absolutely Yoda.
Like, can you imagine if Obi-Wan was anything like Roshi?
Well, Obi-Wan was a ladies' man.
Yeah, for one lady though,
Yep,
and she was a nice lady too.
yep.
But anyway,
So Master Roshi should be hitting on Ahsoka, though. That's the thing.
yeah, he totally would.
Yep. Anyway,
And obviously
and Padme.
we have noticed that Toriyama is very influenced by Star Wars and a lot of these things.
So that's the thing. So Corrin, it's very much the Yoda thing, where it's a classic Joseph Campbell kind of thing, where you have the unassuming mentor, where you think Corrin's just kind of like he's a cat. He's seemingly he's not that much, but clearly he's very wise. He's very mystical. He's got a lot of, again, he sees everything from the tower. So not counting it's intermediary. So until he sees things to a point, Kami sees everything. But that's Corrin's like he was until we get to Kami. Corrin's essentially he's the highest power in the land we've got.
And using the mystic water in the jugs.
We get a lot of things from Corrin here. Again, I just love Corrin as a character, by the way, because I love that Goku really does learn a lot from. He's a good mentor. He teaches him a lot of really good tricks here. He basically Goku pulls the after image on him, but then he basically tells him to train himself to learn and study his opponent's breathing and movements and everything, so you can basically anticipate them, which is that's the key to defeating Mercenary Tao ultimately.
He's is observing his movements.
His movements and his breathing.
Yeah, and eventually, after in a record only a couple days,
3 days,
Goku does manage to catch Corrin.
What's even impressive is that Corrin accidentally throws the Dragon Ball, maybe intentionally. He tosses the Dragon Ball off the tower, and Goku has to go all the way down and climb back up again.
Yeah.
But what helps him though is Goku did get the Sensu Beam. We introduced the Sensu Beam through Corrin
to give him back his energy.
Which again, the Sensu Bean, this feeds into the principle of Dragon Ball, at least classic Dragon Ball, I guess to an extent Z, because Goku is eating constantly, and the logic being food equals energy. Essentially, that Goku, the reason Goku eats so much is kind of like how the Flash runs so fast. It's the metabolism thing, where basically
and it's already been established that the Kamehameha wave
makes him hungry.
Yep.
So that's the thing. That's the idea that the more you eat, the more energy. It helps fuel the tank for all the key energy that you expend.
Yep. So he must have and we saw the result of that after Roshi had to pay his dinner bill.
Yep. Well, again, it's kind of on Roshi for draining him with that long, awesome, drawn-out fight between Goku and Jackie Chan.
Yep.
The 4-hour fight.
Yep.
Anyway, so Goku, the Sensu Bean gives you energy. Basically, it feeds you for 10 days.
Yeah, man. If only something like that existed in real life.
Well, technically, the Sensu Beans do exist. Kind of exist.
I mean, the way they work in the show.
I know, but it's great.
I mean, there'd never be any problem with world hunger ever again.
I gave my buddy a bag of Sensu Beans for his birthday or Christmas one year.
What did they taste like?
I don't think it was candy, so it was like
All right.
Yeah, I'm gonna say it was just kind of like they package it put in like the little sack with Sensu Beans on Corrin's on the label. It's really nice.
Are they like jelly beans?
No, I think it's just like a candy kind of a thing.
All right.
Doesn't matter. Sensu Beans had a crunch to them, so they're not jelly beans.
I know, but I was just curious.
Well, I mean, I need them myself, but
But it's like basically he gives Goku the water, but he doesn't feel any different.
Yep. So that's so Goku. I love how Goku got the water, where basically the water was falling over, and says, "No, kid, don't." Again, Corrin warning him because he knows there's nothing special about that water.
Yeah, but basically, it's kind of like the whole Kung Fu Panda principle too.
Well, also it's kind of Space Jam, but yeah.
Well, I mean, Kung Fu Panda is probably a closer example.
Well, no, you're right. It's Kung Fu Panda for two reasons. One, there's a lot of Kung Fu Panda in this because on one hand, it's kind of the whole "you are free to eat" thing, where Corrin says, "Yeah, go ahead, get the water," and he can't get the water. It's very much the whole "Am I?
Are you?"
And then we have the kind of the Dragon Scroll reveal, which you're right. But again, I'm saying literally with the water. In Space Jam, it's like
The secret
like
stuff.
the secret stuff, which was water.
Yep.
Anyway, so the fact is, it's tap water. There's nothing special about it. All of Goku's training to get the water, that was actually the secret. It brought out his potential.
It's like it's like he's like, think about it. You read my movements. You anticipated it. Are you not stronger? That's basically I'm butchering Corn's lines, but that's basically what he said. Like, did you not get stronger?
And again, this is just again such a wonderful payoff, and it's a great lesson. It's kind of the stuff that we loved in the tournament saga.
Yeah, it was like basically the entire the training, the journey to get the water was the training.
In fact, it took Master Roshi 30 years to do that.
30 years, yeah.
And again, this is 300 years ago, apparently, too.
Yep. So was it 30? I thought it was 30 years or
No. It took him 30 years. I'm just saying the Master Roshi is over 300 years old.
I'm just saying, was it 30 years or 3 years?
You know what? Sorry, not 30. Sorry, forget what I said. Sorry. It took Master Roshi 3 years, not 30 years.
Yeah, because I.
No, yeah, you're right. Sorry, not. I don't know what I was thinking there. No, it took Master Roshi 3 years to get it,
But Goku managed it in 3 days.
which is impressive.
Yep, but it just shows like how much Master Roshi's training paid off.
Oh yeah,
And I just like how like when Roshi when Goku climbs the tower and he like sees the lightning, like he knows.
yeah,
That was awesome.
it was.
I mean, it just shows that like Roshi's like like I said, perversions aside, like there's a reason why he's a respected warrior.
Also, yeah, I'm convinced. This is my headcanon, mind you, but I think Roshi learned the mind reading technique from Korin. Because think about it, Korin could read Goku's mind.
I mean,
and Roshi could read Nam's mind, and that's the thing. It's I think he learned that from Korin.
I mean that's probably a good headcanon to have. I mean, it would make sense.
He was there for 3 years, and Korin, the whole idea is he learned stuff while he's there with Korin. Like Korin's essentially training him.
I mean, it makes more sense than a lot of other headcanons I hear. So,
Yep.
like, and it's a shame that Goku never learned to read people's minds.
Yeah. Well, he's only there. He's only there for like 3 days, so I don't think.
And he had other priorities.
I mean, he can teleport. He's fine.
And I said he also had other priorities.
That's true. Again, he had to save Poopa's dad, so he didn't have time to waste.
Yeah, and sometimes he can barely even read his own mind. So.
Well, that's true. Not a lot going on up there, though.
But he still has a good heart though, and like I said, he has priorities. Like he needs to save Upa's dad.
Speaking of the good heart, I still love the bit where Korin respects the kid, and that when he was sleeping, Goku could have stolen the water, but he said, "I don't want it that way," and he
because Korn was actually secretly awake.
Yeah, I could have dishonestly made a grab for the water. He was impressed that he didn't.
Yep.
Anyway, so Goku versus Tao, kind of round 2 when Tao returns. By the way, with Tao, it's just so great that Tao is so he's such an ego on Tao.
He's so full of himself, and he's basically like forcing the tailor to basically expedite the process.
It's like a 10-day process. He demands to be done in like 3 days.
Yep. But then when he learns about Goku being alive again from the Red Ribbon Army, it's like he sees it as a slight.
Yep, and I also love that Tao is just so cool. Like he basically his version of lunch is he gets into a boiling hot bath and he boils an egg.
Yep, it's like basically maybe like a macho man kind of thing.
Yeah. Well, again, it's how he's making. No, there's actually a logic to it, Jacob. Is that
I know.
He's toughening his skin, so basically that makes him all the more like invulnerable to a Kamehameha wave blast of some sort. That's how he gets so tough.
Yeah, but it's like he's so powerful. He basically uses a boiling water as a hot tub.
Yeah. Oh yeah, so he returns after he gets his new outfit, and again the tailor's just asking for payment for services rendered, and Tao is just
he's basically like working on this is your payment.
And again, Tao's such a jerk.
He's like basically working on my rope is your payment.
God, just kills him. Just kills him for doing exactly what he wanted. Is ridiculous.
Yeah, but basically it just makes you want to see Goku beat him even more.
Yep. So Tao returns. Goku is faring a lot better. Pretty much has Tao on the ropes, and then Tao realizes, wait a minute, you climbed Korin's tower. You mean the legends are true? And then he almost kills again. The reason he's able to get up that tower is he almost kills Upa, and Goku saves Upa at the last second, and then Tao is he's climbed up the tower.
And Goku's able to climb the tower a lot faster now because of all the training.
Well, yeah, but he doesn't have to climb.
I,
Remember, he does. Yeah,
I know. I'm just saying he's able to go up and down a lot faster now.
yeah. So Tao goes up there, and we have the bit where he gets the water, and Korin's basically trying to mess with him here. But again, I love Korin's just basically telling him the truth here, and he has to you're saying if I drink this water, I should be able to destroy that pill over there. I mean, yeah, I think you'll be pleased with the results. And then basically he has to force like the thing to break so he won't kill him. And also, in fact, he was gonna drop one of those like the water fortune telling pots on Upa's head to kill him. Oh my god, this guy's such a monster.
And like I said, this is kind of like where like the Kung Fu Panda thing comes into play, like the whole
Very Tai Long esque.
Yeah, it's like where it's like you see like where Po looks at the scroll, like sees like the ingredient is you.
Yeah, you're the secret ingredient.
And then when Tai Lung, he's like, it's nothing.
That's what he sees.
Yep.
Gotta love that. Anyway, no wonder we like Kung Fu Panda because it reminds us of Dragon Ball.
I was like, well, it's kind of the opposite for me.
I know it's a universal thing.
I know, but I guess I didn't even think about it until like literally just now when we were talking about it. But it is one of the one of the tenets of martial arts.
I love that. So again, I love that Korin's like doing everything he can like to help Goku and like save Upa, and then and of course
Mercenary Tao thinks he just was imbued with extraordinary power.
Yep, and then of course the fake Nimbus cloud on the way down.
Where he makes him fall.
I love it so much. I love that Korin's just screwing with him, giving him just as a screw you for all the evil stuff that he's done.
Tao may be able to use a pillar to fly, but he can't fly himself.
Yep. So they have this great fight in which Tao thinks he's doing better, and Goku basically let him have all those punches, which is such an excellent reveal. Where Goku just basically at a certain point he just kind of took the hits, but he brushed it all off. Like it didn't knock him for a loop at all. And then basically,
and like I said, the entire time he's like, Mercenary Tao's like seeing his survival as like a slight against his career.
Yep. Again, it's like this is a nightmare. So then Tao, he resorts to cheating. He basically tries blowing Goku up, and then Goku awesomely he kicks the grenade up in the air when Tao does his leap, and it was excellent. So Tao's been this put together menacing assassin. This is one moment of comedy where it's just right up there. His eyes go wide, like it's like a Looney Tunes, like Wile E. Coyote kind of moment for him.
like his own invention goes off against him.
And then it's pretty brutal too. Like Jacob, he gets blown up. I will say that much.
Yep, he gets blown up.
That's all I'm gonna say.
Yep, but it was worth it. It's worth it though. He deserved it.
Oh yeah. So it's an awesome rematch. That's one for the record. Seriously, it's no joke. Him versus Mercenary Tao, one of the top 10 like Dragon Ball fights of the whole thing.
It's definitely the highlight of the Red Ribbon Army saga,
without question. So speaking of which, that brings us to the assault on the Red Ribbon Army base.
And not to mention, like when his friends learn that he's about to attack the base, they try and go in and help him too.
Yep. And again, this is the other thing too. Like Bulma, like said, you didn't say the army was after you. I'm screwing you. I'm out of this. I'm out of finding the Dragon Balls with you. You can do it yourself.
Yeah.
That's what I'm saying. Not Bulma's finest moment.
Yeah, this entire arc is kind of her lowest moments.
Yeah, unfortunately. But I blame the pirate thing.
And
anyway, so
the whole jealousy thing.
Yeah, for sure. Anyway, so Colonel Violet, who's like the only competent Red Ribbon Army, colonel in the bunch, ultimately.
Besides Black.
Well, yeah, you're right. She retrieves a Dragon Ball. So basically, the idea is that now we have.
And too bad she's the one that did it off screen though.
Well, I mean, she found it in the water, so we saw her find it. But
Yeah, but she didn't have to like go through a whole ordeal though.
yeah, she lucked out. So
Yeah.
either way, she got results and everything. The point being, the Red Ribbon Army has like 5 of the 7 Dragon Balls. Goku has one, and there's the one that's unaccounted for. So again, I like that we've seen the discovery of all these Dragon Balls, and it's in a way it's not just a rehash of the Pilaf saga.
Oh yeah.
Anyway, so I love this is great to me. I love how they mistake Goku for the returning mercenary Tao. The fact they have no idea. So this, to me, of all the times the Roadrunners underestimate Goku, this is just the great comedy of errors of just these idiots. Like, we've turned on all of our security functions because we're expecting Tao to return. We're seeing like on the Dragon radar. It's like, well, there the Dragon Balls kind of coming in hot. So yeah, let's let them in.
And then it turns out they let in this mysterious 12-year-old boy.
So just the fact the whole army.
The whole army doesn't stand a chance, and this time he don't even have to use the moon to defeat them.
Oh yeah.
It's like he just goes against the entire army by himself.
It's just priceless that the whole Red Ribbon Army is virtually defeated and or scared off by Goku. Like he single handedly.
Not even adult Goku either. Just 10. That's like 12-year-old boy Goku.
That is like the coolest thing ever. That to me, as a kid, still was watching it. That was always like the best thing about this arc. Which again, as I'm saying, Tao onward, we're at the gold standard of this arc.
Yeah.
Like Muscle Tower and then Tao onward. That's where we're at our peak.
Yeah.
So ultimately, so again, it's a little rinse and repeat. But here's the thing: had we built to this, had we done all of that kind of here, I think it might have played a little better. But just we've done a lot of him fighting the Red Ribbon Army soldiers before this. But still, going to the actual base, there's still kind of it's an event. It feels kind of like big.
Yeah, and it's a multi-episode assault as well. Like as he's just basically carving his way through the base, fighting all these other enemies. Some of them are running away.
Commander Black basically so Captain Black and Goku are kind of fighting at the behest of Commander Red. Commander Red basically used the opportunity to try and crush them both in the room. Goku kind of punches him out a window, so Captain Black survives. But Captain Black's a little cheesed off that Commander Red just tried to kill him, and when he re-enters the frame, Commander Red is like monologuing to himself about his wish and what pray tell is Commander Red's stupid wish?
Well, it's not like Emperor Pilaf. It's not to take over the world.
It feels like something Emperor Pilaf would actually wish for, though.
Yep, it's not love. It's not the world's most comfortable pair of underwear. It's to be taller.
Yep.
That's it. Just to be taller.
So Toriyama notoriously has a thing for playing with height. And we've mentioned this a little before, where he loved the idea of like giving short people all like Napoleonic kind of ideal that short people have all the power, whether in a good positive light or in a menacing light. Think about it. Goku compared to Bulma. Short, but again, holds all the power, and there's the comedy. Flip side, Emperor Pilaf. Peon, idiot, holds all the power, commands the taller people around him.
Yep.
Frieza, shorter. Commander Red, short.
And not to mention in Super Broly, which was also written by Toriyama, that was the reason why Frieza was after the Dragon Balls in that movie was to wish to be taller.
Which again, throwback to Commander Red.
Yep. Like that was at first. I mean, again, I hadn't watched Red Ribbon Army, and I was familiar with Frieza, so I thought he was like being facetious when Frieza said he was wishing it to be taller, but there's like, nope, he was dead serious. That's the only reason he wanted the balls was to be taller.
Yep.
But little did I know that so did Commander Red.
Yeah.
And let's just say Black, what's his rank? General Black?
No, he's captain.
Captain and then Commander Black.
Yeah, Captain. Then he promotes himself to Commander by shooting Commander Red point blank in the head.
Yep, Commander Black. He wasn't very happy to find out that all these resources and all of these and everything that happened was so Commander Red could wish himself taller. He thought the grand vision for the Red Ribbon Army was to take over the world.
I am the Red Ribbon Army. It is
Not
the curse of my existence, being looked down upon.
but yep, it's just to be taller.
Do you ever notice like the shifting accent on Commander Red? By the way,
Kinda, yeah.
like he's very he's very Irish in places, and then we just I don't know, then we just kind of like normalize it, and then we just go back to the accent in his last moments before being shot in the head.
Yep. I wonder
you don't have the vision.
I wonder if he was like partially inspired by like Blofeld.
Well, I think so. Because remember, he's petting the cat and everything, and we have that cat that also we have the cat like attacking Colonel Silver at the start. So yeah.
Yeah. So, what if Blofeld? What if Goku went up against a Bond villain?
Pretty much, but again, there's no great humor in that because again, it's just Goku would take him out one punch.
Yep. So it's like, but that's why he has the army.
Yeah, so so Captain Black now promoted to commander. I love that. So Chris Sabat again, this day and age we probably would have recast him, but still Chris Sabat as Captain Black. I love the approach here that he is trying to manipulate Goku, and he's trying to do again. He's doing it. Had this guy been in charge, the Red Arm would have had a far better chance against Goku. It feels like this guy wouldn't have underestimated him at least more than once. And again, would have at least tried to manipulate Goku and say, we just want to see the dragon. That's all we want. You can have the wish. So, anyways, Goku again, he just calls Captain Black out. I don't believe you. And again, he's with a smile on his face, he's saying, yeah, I think you're lying to me. So they get into a fight, and Captain Black is in the giant chubby mech.
Which is and basically that he goes up against Goku with the mech.
I seriously, as a kid, I loved this. I had this toy. It was so weird the way they packaged the toys. That again, so Jack Specific was the company that did the Dragon Ball toys. Now, mind you, now we do like Bandai and everything. They do them a lot better. But let's just say back then, like the Jack Specific was kind of like the ones that made it, and they made a lot of good stuff. I want to be clear. They did make good stuff. Just the problem is like it was mostly geared towards DBZ. Very rarely was it Dragon Ball. And
but one of the few Dragon Balls they did was Goku versus the mech.
Well, yes and no. They had the mech, but I'm saying the mech was for some reason the mech was geared toward DBZ because if memory serves, because I had this, you had the mech and you had Android 17.
Huh.
As in, if you wanted to, you could put Android 7 and you could put Android 17 in the giant chubby purple mech.
That is pretty weird.
Yeah, but still, it's the fact is, oh my god, I get to have the giant purple mech. That's really cool.
And also kind of redundant if you think about it.
I know, absolutely, that's the thing. So that was what's weird about it. But yeah,
it's kind of redundant to have an android inside a mech.
No, I'm well aware. But yeah, anyway, so the point being, Goku versus the giant robot was a really good way to end out. How do you kind of raise the stakes there? Because we've had robots, we've had androids,
Monsters.
We've had mercenaries, we've had everything. So we have a giant, awesome mech robot that Goku's just gonna fight. I love he kicks the missile right back at him when he launches it through his back, and he's kind of doomed.
Commander Black actually holds his own pretty well against Goku.
I mean, he does, and again, it's a one. He's getting his hands dirty. It's a one-on-one fight. He's not sending like millions of men after him, and then the fact that Goku just again using his. This is a foreshadow, by the way. Again, Goku, a big signature move of Goku. He charges, basically uses his hard head to charge through the bad guy's chest.
Yep. So and let's just say Commander Black was planning on rebuilding the army after this.
Yep.
He's planning on defeating Goku, then assembling the army and taking over the world.
Yeah, in his mind, he would have taken out Goku and then used the Dragon Balls to rebuild the army, and or just use the wish to take over the world and then rebuild the army from there. So.
Yep. Have the world subjugated under the Red Ribbon Army.
Yeah.
So
not anymore. Now he blows up.
And he was beaten by a 12-year-old boy.
Yep.
A very strong 12-year-old boy.
Oh, yeah. So at the end of the day, his friends show up too late to the party.
Yeah, they're like all worried about him, but it turns out like you defeated the entire army by yourself.
Also, Oolong, a lot of comedy here, just what we are getting of Oolong, because everyone thinks Oolong's like, he brought. Why'd you bring flowers? Because it's a funeral. It's a massacre. We're doomed.
I mean, you understand where he's coming from.
Oh yeah, but here's a question: why the heck did they bring the turtle? It just makes no sense why they brought the turtle into the battle.
No idea. Like probably because he has good defense and could act as a distraction. I don't know.
No, like Launch wanted to eat him.
Yep, it's turtle soup.
Yep.
Like I don't want anybody to eat my turtles.
Oh, by the way, it was adorable that speaking of like something
Even,
like that,
even
Goku reunited with his son earlier in the season.
Yep.
Remember, Goku's like he's throwing stuff into the bucket. He's like, "My son," like Daddy. It's just kind of,
Oh.
it was we never touched base with it again, but it was sweet.
Yep.
Anyway, yes. So
and even Angry Launch was looking out for Goku, which is nice.
Absolutely. So it's so it's really good that Goku just get like Yamcha's thing like, oh, it was so good. I knew you were smart. You weren't going to take on the whole arm by yourself, but I already did. Wait, what? I was just like stupefied that I mean most of them ran away, but I took them all on.
And basically, basically it's that point everybody realized that Goku's on a whole different level.
So just that moment of realization with Krillin and Yamcha, like, we got to train Master Roshi even harder, man. This is not where we're.
I think they realized that Goku, he's on an entirely different level.
Yep.
Right.
Absolutely. Is that your subtle way of saying I need to train more Master Roshi? I'm sorry. Was I being subtle? just great. Now here's the thing that really touched me though. Again, Bulma, not her finest arc, but by the end though, she's like saying, I'm really proud of Goku. Not for like defeating Red Army, but for basically what he's doing for Upa, like of his heart.
Yeah.
Which was really
she could learn a lesson from him.
Well, yes, she could, yes. But again, that's the thing. The next arc we sidestep a lot of the Yamcha stuff, so we kind of think we put them back together, and we don't really address the whole jealousy thing. So I think we're pretty good until I'm trying to remember if we mentioned the relationship in Z. I think honestly that's a thing, Jacob. After this arc, really with Yamcha, we don't really get into any relationship strife. They just kind of grew apart. Not in Dragon Ball, like in Dragon Ball Z, they just kind of like they're
Yeah.
That's the thing. We just kind of peter out because I guess Toriyama at a certain point just realized, like, you know what? I'm going to get Bulma together with the really angry Saiyan guy.
Yep.
Again, so, I mean, at a certain point, I guess he just kind of hit upon that. It's like, screw Yamcha.
Like, again, the most powerful beings in the universe.
But, Bulma's got a type. She likes men that sound like Chris Sabat.
Like, again, the most powerful beings in the universe. Not the two remaining Saiyans, but their wives.
Anyway.
Yep.
So Master Roshi, Master Roshi kind of realizes he has nothing left to kind of teach Goku in that moment. Like, man, Goku you're right. He's on a whole nother level. He's basically by the end of the arc, the epilogue. It really is an epilogue. We're okay. We're traveling off, and Master Roshi just kind of reflects on Goku's growth and climbing Korin's tower and everything. So it's pretty much setting up that Goku's a whole nother level, and we're off to somehow find the last remaining Dragon Ball, and that's essentially where the arc ends.
Yep.
So I mean, overall, I think we're again had some highs and lows. This one had some highs and lows. It wasn't all high like the tournament or the Pilaf Saga, but when we got there, we got Mercenary Tao, man. That's nothing to sneeze at.
Basically, from Mercenary Tao onwards, it was like
it's perfection. Mercenary Tao onwards, it's like exactly everything you wanted. Muscle Tower as well. I will give Muscle Tower. Muscle Tower was a lot of fun.
Yep. Plus, like I said, we got Mitsuno, Aider.
Yep. Murasaki.
Yes.
But again, I think it's Death by Pirate. I think really that's what it is. It's Death by Pirate.
and of course, like the whole, and of course, I really think that the Aurelie part is a big highlight.
That's the thing. Honestly, it really just is. It's General Blue and I don't know. It's Husky, General Blue, and the Pirates. So I don't know.
Yep. So that was that. I said definitely highs and lows. I think it suffered because it probably was like the longest arc.
Again, I really don't like holding an anime over the coals for filler because sometimes filler can be good. Being the completionist I am to a degree, I do like just kind of having all the pieces and being able to pick and choose. And in that respect, picking and choosing here, I would choose to skip over some of the Red Ribbon Army arc just to get to the good stuff. Like I would just stick with the core stuff that just kind of enamored me as a kid and skip past stuff I'm just waiting aimlessly for. Like, oh, when can we get back to the action, or when can we get back to like the learning or something? Like.
Yep.
All right.
So Dragon, I was looking around while we were talking.
Yeah.
And you'd be surprised what I found.
What did you find?
It's kind of round. It has 3 stars on it.
Yeah.
I think it's the other dragon. I think it's the next Dragon Ball we're looking for.
Ooh.
That makes it 3.
Yep, 3 down.
And that means we have 4 more left.
Yeah, I got a good feeling about the next one we find and the significance of the next one we find.
The 4-star ball.
Yeah, I can't wait to find that one.
Oh yeah. So yeah. So shall we take us out, Dragon?
Yeah.
All right. Now on a quest to revive his friend's father, Goku must seek the help of the mysterious fortune teller Baba to locate the final Dragon Ball. But what awaits him on his next journey? Find out next time on Journey into Dragon Ball.